Explainer, where we break down the big ideas. Today we're going deep. We're looking at the hidden systems, the unseen forces that quietly pull the strings in our world.
Okay, so how on earth is your choice of soda connected to a corporate tragedy and a terrifying terrorist plot? I know, it sounds completely disconnected, right? But stick with me. Today, we're going to connect those dots. We're peeling back the layers on these powerful hidden systems that connect something as simple as what you drink to some of the most extreme events you can imagine.
All right, so our journey begins in a place you've probably been 1,000 times, maybe at the movies or a fast food joint. We're talking about that flashy Coca-Cola Freestyle machine.
You know the one, right? With all the cool touchscreen options, over 100 different flavors. But here's the thing. That machine is way more than just a soda fountain. Its real purpose? It's a global laboratory. It's not just there to give you a drink, it's there to watch what you choose.
Think about it. Every single time you push a button on that machine, you're basically a test subject in a huge, live experiment. So you pick something unique, like Sprite Cherry. Boom. That choice doesn't just stay in the machine. It gets zapped straight to Coca-Cola's HQ. There, armies of analysts are sifting through all this data, looking for the next big hit. And when they find a winner, like Coke Cherry Vanilla, it goes from a little experiment in a soda machine to being bottled and sold all over the world. You're literally helping them design products and fine-tune their entire global supply chain, all by just picking a drink.
And get this wasn't a cheap little project. Coca-Cola reportedly poured over $1 billion into this thing. $1 billion! Not just to sell soda, but to build this incredible, hidden system for gathering data. It's a data collection machine disguised as a soda fountain. Okay, so a system for figuring out if people like raspberry-flavored Coke, that's one thing. But what happens when you take that same mindset, that same relentless drive for efficiency, and apply it somewhere where the stakes are, life and death? To answer that, let's look at two theme parks. On one hand, you've got Disneyland, the happiest place on Earth, all about magic and safety. And on the other, you've got Action Park in New Jersey, which had a slightly different motto: no risk, no fun. Both of these parks were run by powerful, hidden systems, and for both, the results were absolutely tragic.
So, back in the late 90s, Disneyland brought in these high-powered consultants from McKinsey. Their mission? Cut costs. And they came up with this new, data-driven system called reliability-centered maintenance. Sounds fancy, right? Well, it basically meant slashing the maintenance budget by a quarter. A maintenance worker tried to warn them, and his quote is just perfect. He told a consultant, "The reason there's no accidents is because we check the lap bars every day. He saw the flaw, the spreadsheets couldn't."
See, the consultant's data showed the lap bars almost never failed. So in their system, checking them every day was a waste of money. They totally missed the point. The checks were the reason the bars didn't fail. This new, efficient system cut experienced staff, ignored warnings from the people who knew the rides best, and the human cost was devastating. A loose part on the Columbia ship killed a guest. A poorly maintained roller coaster derailed, killing another. The system, designed to cut costs, ended up leading directly to tragedy.
Meanwhile, over at Action Park, wow, their system was a whole different beast. No complex data models here, nope. The system at Action Park was basically just willful negligence. It was run by a founder who, frankly, couldn't care less about rules, faked his insurance, and basically treated safety as a joke.
And the results were insane. Just look at this. The Alpine slide was just a concrete track with these uncontrollable sleds. One person died. The Cannonball Loop, a looping water slide, was so dangerous it apparently decapitated test dummies and regularly knocked out visitors' teeth. And the wave pool? My God, the wave pool was so dangerous they called it the grave pool because 3 people drowned in it. All told, 6 people died. This wasn't just a string of bad luck. It was the predictable, horrifying outcome of a system that put a reckless idea of fun above everything else. Okay, so we've seen systems built to sell soda and systems built around deadly theme park rides. But this same logic, this idea of building a system to achieve a goal, it can be scaled up way, way bigger. We're talking about systems designed to reshape society itself.
I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are compatible. Wow, that's a direct quote from billionaire Peter Thiel back in 2009. For him, democracy isn't something to protect. It's an obstacle to his libertarian ideals. And he spent decades building this vast, interconnected system, a web of companies, cash, and influential people, all designed to push his agenda forward. And you can really see how he plays the long game here. It all starts back in '98 with PayPal, which created this network of tech talent that came to be known as the PayPal Mafia.
Then, in 2003, he starts Palantir, a super powerful data analysis company that gives governments the ability to see connections they couldn't before. Jump to 2004, he's the first major investor in Facebook. Fast forward to 2016, and he's secretly funding a lawsuit to destroy the website Gawker, and he becomes one of the only big names in Silicon Valley to back Donald Trump. None of this is random. It's all part of a system, a long-term strategy to rewire how power actually works.
Okay, now we peel back the final layer, and this is where it gets really dark. We're going to look at a system designed not for profit, not for political influence, but for one thing: total societal collapse.
This is the ideology of a neo-Nazi terror group called the Base. It's an idea called accelerationism. And it's pretty simple and terrifying. They believe that society is so broken that it needs to be destroyed. They want to speed up its collapse through violence so they can build a new, white-only state out of the rubble.
So how did they plan to do this? Their system was a network of hidden cells all across the US. These little groups were training for guerrilla warfare, plotting to assassinate journalists and politicians, sabotage power grids, poison water supplies, all of it designed to kick off what they called the Boogaloo, a new race war.
When he was saying, "We're going on a camping trip," what he was saying is, "We're going to kill somebody." That's a quote from FBI agent Scott Payne, who went undercover inside the base. It just shows you how deep this hidden system went. They were using coded language like a camping trip to talk about murder. And this wasn't just empty talk. The FBI uncovered detailed plots to kill an anti-fascist couple and plans to just shoot into a crowd at a gun rally to start chaos. It's a chilling example of a hidden system built for pure destruction.
So let's take a step back. A soda machine, a deadly theme park, a tech billionaire, a neo-Nazi terror cell.
What is the connection here? What's the one thing that ties all of these seemingly random stories together?
Here it is. They are all powerful, hidden systems. Each one was designed to achieve a very specific goal, and so often, they come with unseen and sometimes severe human consequences. It doesn't matter if the goal is selling more soda, or gaining political power, or starting a race war. The underlying logic is disturbingly similar.
So the real question is, what other systems are out there shaping your world just out of sight? Think about it. The algorithm that picks what you see on social media, the financial systems that decide who gets a loan. Once you start looking for them, you start to see them everywhere. These unseen forces are quietly shaping our world every single day.